that whole question of who you are is a big one. And in some ways I think, like, in the case of young people, what we're talking about in essence is sort of demanding of them a sense of self-awareness that many of us lacked when we were at a younger age, or maybe thought about in more narrow terms. Like, I think when I was 18 or 20 years old, I did have a sense of right from wrong and basic personal values, but I hadn't really gotten to the point of extrapolating that sense of values to whatever organization that I was thinking about trying to work with, or for, I should say. So we're sort of, maybe it sounds like we're kind of demanding a degree of maturity that many of us didn't have.
Yeah. So with the work we've done with U School, we, I don't know, came to the simple realization that, my dad always said, you can't put an old head on young shoulders. But I think that's a crock. Meaning, a young head is this sponge for knowledge. It's this sponge of curiosity, or it's this vacuous, empty thing that never gets filled up with anything. You get to choose what you put in your head. I think that school and the way we have historically helped to develop young people is that you have to figure it out. You have to go on life's journey and then you figure yourself out, which to many degrees is true. But self-awareness is not this thing that you just happen to develop. I think for our generation, for sure it is. And you wake up one day and you go, God, I wish I'd have known that now. And I think self-awareness is part of a process of reflection where you make choices about how you think about yourself. So self-awareness is a body of work that we should be doing, from 5 years on. And the school system should be helping us to think about how to unlock the best in the next generation, the transfer of knowledge, the transfer of emotional intelligence. So once you've got self-awareness, meaning I think I have a sense of what's important to me, I think I have a sense of who I am, I think I have a sense of my weaknesses and my strengths. It doesn't mean that for the rest of your life you're driven by that thing, but you wake up and go, I have a sense of agency, I have a sense of who I am. That then leads to a level of self-confidence where you can start to make decisions about how you want to spend your time and who you want to spend it with. And that then leads to a sense of self-direction. And I think that process continues through life. So if you think about it, if you've ever been in therapy, you sit there and you go through a process of reflection and questions. You build a sense of self-awareness and you go, well, wow, that's why I made those decisions. That's why I behaved that way. And I think it's a terrible oversimplification, but that reflection and that self-awareness gives you agency to actually make decisions in a better way. So it's a long-winded answer. Whereas I think if as parents and leaders and guides and friends, we can empower and encourage younger people to actually reflect on who they are on a deeper level versus just filling up with intellectual knowledge, so to speak.